Alright guys, so in the last video I went over how I'd come about figuring out my macronutrients of 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. And then my numbers for my body weight, height, and my goals come to 179.2 on the fat, 107.5 grams of protein, 26.8 grams of carbs. Now, this diet, I'm not a guru. I'm new to this. You know, obviously you are also if you're watching my videos. I'm just sharing what I'm learning, what I'm struggling with. It's a totally different mindset for this diet. So it does take a little bit of thought and a little bit of tweaking around with the numbers and stuff. I kind of enjoy that. So, you know, messing with stuff like that. So, you know, it's not a huge deal to me, and I like to share with you to give you ideas and hopefully inspire and help you. And then making the videos is kind of bringing a little bit more accountability to myself, you know, because it's like it's easier for me to say, oh, I'm going off the diet today versus, you know, if I'm sharing my results, sharing my, you know, trials and tribulations with other people, then I have an extra amount, you know, an extra sense of accountability to you guys. So, you know, it's partially selfish because I know this is going to help propel me, you know, to continue, you know, to stay with the diet and to continue to keep trying to put out videos that hopefully are helpful. So anyway, this is kind of a breakdown. I've played with this a bunch. It's kind of a breakdown. It's not a perfect diet, so to speak, but right now all I'm trying to do is hit those macros. And I've been eating kind of pretty much vegetarian for 3 months or so, and then when I got back from Thailand, I ate whatever I wanted over in Thailand, and then when I got back I was eating whatever I wanted. And then that's when I was like, no, we need to crack down, because I was getting, you know, gaining weight and stuff, so we need to crack down on our diet. So that's when I jumped on keto diet, which tomorrow will be 1 week or 2 weeks that I've been on the keto diet, on the ketogenic diet. So anyway, this is kind of the breakdown of it. So for breakfast, 2 cups of the ketogenic coffee I mentioned before, and all this is how I'm making it. All it is you know, just regular black coffee, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, and then I also do 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. And people's going to tell you, use grass-fed, do this, do that. Right now, all I'm trying to do is hit my macros. I'll clean my diet up once I find something that works for me. Right now, this is all I care about. I mean, even if I was eating dirt, you know, if that's what it took to hit these numbers, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll clean my numbers up once I'm away from carbs and used to eating so much fat. So anyway, but that's what the 2 cups of coffee, it's 1 tablespoon butter, 1 tablespoon coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon heavy whipping cream. And then once you've done that, it actually comes out to 61 grams of fat, which that's a huge chunk of our daily fat intake that we're needing to achieve that 179. 0 protein, 2 grams of carbs. The carbs are actually coming from the heavy whipping cream. So if you're really watching your carbs, trying to, you can just leave out the heavy whipping cream, and it's only 5 or 10. It's not as much fat as the butter. You can. It's going to cut your number down a little bit, but the heavy whipping cream is not as much fat as the butter and the coconut oil. So you can cut it out and lose those. And then after I drink that, and then I'll lift weights. Actually, I'm going to do that here in a little bit. And then after that, I've been having 1 scoop of protein powder, but just to make this work out, I'm going to 1.5 scoops, which is that's only 2.25 fat, 45 protein, and 3 carbs. I don't really condone, you know, drinking protein shakes. Again, I'm just trying to hit these numbers, and then I can replace this with real food later or whatever. They say this is kind of hard on your liver and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I mean, I do the research, but I'm not going to, you know, just strictly say it's this way or it's that way. I mean, we're all kind of in this together, but anyway, so I had to step that up to half a scoop. So I got 1.5 scoops protein shake, and that's 2.25 fat, 45 protein, and 3 carbs. And then that's my breakfast. And honestly, the coffee, you'll be full, right? Like right now, I just had my coffee. I'm not hungry at all whatsoever. Now for lunch, because I work in a body shop For lunch, I need something that's easy to carry, that's still within this, it's okay if it's not refrigerated for 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And so what I'm going with for now, again, is 2 ounces of cheese. I actually like Monterey or pepper jack, so just 2 ounces. Just cut you off 2 ounce slab of Monterey Jack cheese off of block cheese, and that's going to give you 18 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein, and 1 carb. And then another thing, this is a huge fat source, but avocados, 29 grams of fat, 4 grams of protein, and 4 carbs. I honestly didn't like avocados, but it seems like my tastes are changing. And really, this diet, if you can get the mentality, it's not about taste, it's about achieving what you're trying to to achieve, because carbs is where your cravings come from. I mean, if you're just eating out of necessity and know, hey, I need X amount of calories per day, I need to minimize my carbohydrates, blah, 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 your mind changes to where you can kind of eat stuff that you may not necessarily like or whatever. But I found that just, a little bit of salt on avocado, and I cut it in half and I just spoon it right out and eat it. It's actually pretty good. So for lunch, like I said, this doesn't seem like much food. 2 ounces of cheese and an avocado. I'll just have to see how that goes. Might have to tweak it, but the calories are there, so that's the mentality, that's the mental shift. We don't need a plate full of food, we need the calories. And now that we're on a fat diet, you're going to get your calories in less amount of food. All right, and then for dinner when I come home, it's going to be an omelet, and it's going to be 3 eggs, which is 15 grams of fat, 18 grams of protein, and 0 carbs. 2 ounces of breakfast sausage, which that comes with 23 grams of fat. That's huge. 10 grams of protein and 1 carb, and then a half a cup of cheese, shredded cheese, which I've got shredded Colby Jack, I think. But anyway, and its numbers was 16 grams fat, 12 grams protein, 2 grams carbohydrate. The breakfast sausage, I recommend that you look and you read. And I actually looked through some different packages, and depending on the seasoning, they can actually add sugars and stuff like that. So if you get real close on your carb intake, to where you're really counting those numbers, you definitely want to look at stuff that is pre-seasoned like that. Because some of them they add sugar and stuff like that. The kind I've got, it's pretty good. It only has one gram of carbs, so that works. All right, so we've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then this is something I do. I've done this off and on for all my life anyway, but it's going to be for a snack at night. About 9 or 9:30. I'm eating 2 tablespoons, it's peanut butter and celery. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 16 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein, and 4 grams of carbs. And then celery is almost a washout, but I'm going to go ahead and count it as 2 carbohydrate. And this, like I said, this is a good snack. Oh, and a tip on this on the peanut butter. I do like using natural. I use natural peanut butter to stay away from the hydrogenated oils. But I don't like the kind that it's like it separates, the real natural where it's just peanut butter and salt, I think is all it is. But the one thing that I've noticed reading on the back, I was eating Jif natural forever, and I just happened to pick up Skippy and look at Skippy. For whatever reason, I guess maybe a little less sugar they put in it, but Skippy is actually 2 grams less because it comes in, and we're counting net carbs here, guys. This is your carbohydrate minus your fiber. So whatever fiber it is, like with this, with Skippy, it was 6 grams carbs, but then I think 4 grams or 2 grams of fiber, I believe is how it worked out. And like Jif, what I'd been eating is actually 8 grams and 2 grams. So this number here, carbs would be 6 with Jif, but it's 4 with Skippy. So that saved me 2 carbs right there. I guess it's just less sugar. I don't know, because peanuts are peanuts, but. So anyway, and with all this said and done, I'm actually meeting really close to where I need to be. 180.25 fat, 108 protein, and 19 carbs. My carbs is a little low. The calories that are missing here are more important than the actual carbs, because carbs, I mean, from what I've read and everything, people's like, you don't even need carbs, you know what I mean? This is just something, and a lot of people say just keep it below 20, some say below 50. My numbers say 26.8. 19, I feel comfortable with that. I'm a few calories short right now, but again, this is at the beginning stages for me. It's a complete trial and error, and that's why I'm sharing with you guys. You can, if you have some suggestions or whatever, feel free to comment below and let me know, because like I said, we're in this together. Why I'm sharing is because I've been inspired by so many people But a lot of times it's these gurus, you know, and it's like, yeah, I've been fit, I've been into fitness since I was 18. Well, that's great on a resume, but it's disheartening for someone like me that got up to be 36 or 38, 240 pounds, found out I had type 2 diabetes. I don't want to hear from somebody that's been healthy all their life. I want to hear from somebody that kicked diabetes ass, or kicked heart disease ass, or kicked high blood pressure's ass. I don't want to hear from somebody that has done it. I mean, I respect them, but I like seeing people that was in my position and moving forward, better in their life. So kicking some disease ass, so to speak. And that's what I've done, and hopefully that's what you guys are going to be able to do also. Because I did have type 2 diabetes. Now there's no way to be able to tell for the past 6 or 7 years with my diet and exercise, but I've got off the wagon a little bit, and now we're back on 2 weeks into it. I'm working out, lifting weights steady. My diet's been great. I've been in ketosis since the Sunday before last, so everything's going just like it needs to. So anyway, this is just a breakdown of what I'm going to try to eat for the next few days or whatever. I've got all this stuff already on hand, so I'm going to use it up, and I'll tell you how it goes or whatever. But this will give you an idea, and some big staples. Like I said, this coffee, that's a great way to get a lot of fat in your diet, and it is just like eating breakfast. You feel full, and then also the avocado, that's huge, 29 grams of fat, and it's actually pretty high in fiber, so that's going to help you with your bowel movements and stuff. But we won't go into the bowel movement thing, okay? Not right now. But anyway, this is the breakdown of what I'm going to try and do. That's it for now, guys. All I can say is just stay strong, and I'll talk to you soon. If you got any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to post them below. Thank you for watching.